Yeah, my name is Jasnity Kaldata Francis Vietnam, and since 1965 I become a voter, and I always place my X next to the cup. And what they are doing today, I can't take it. So I have no more vote to give to PPP anymore. I'm not going to vote anymore no more. If they have to lose by one vote, they're losing it by data. I have none. Yeah, my name is Jasnity Kaldata Francis Vietnam, and since 1965 I become a voter, and I always place my X next to the cup. And what they are doing today, I can't take it. So I have no more vote to give to PPP anymore. I'm not going to vote anymore no more. If they have to lose by one vote, they're losing it by data. I have none.
All right, this is just a situation that's happening in Guyana. We just want you guys to take a quick look. We have with us Member of Parliament Ganesh Mahipal. Ganesh, can you say to us, good morning, what's happening there with all the smoke in those areas?
Morning, Mark. Are you hearing me clearly?
Loud and clear, sir.
Yeah, I'm not sure what really is where the smoke is coming from, but what we can confirm is that it's somewhere that is burning, because you're smelling the smoke and you can associate it to burning. I at first this is not something that has been happening now for the past couple of nights on the east bank of Demerara villages stretching from from Peters Hall, Providence, Horstellin, Farm, Covent Garden, Little Diamond, Great Diamond, going far down to Mary and so on. Heavy smoke during the evening hours. And that has been happening for the past 3 or 4 nights. At
So
least I
did
was
they,
told that
yeah, go ahead.
uh,
Sorry about that.
if persons look at their camera, because I'm driving right now to heading down to I'm on Mandela heading on to where the dump site is, and I because my own assumption was that perhaps the Hague Bosch dump site is being burnt by people, by staff at the Ministry of Local Government and Regional Development, and perhaps that is the reason for this heavy smoke. But I am actually going down to the Hague Bosch landfill site area right now, trying to ascertain whether I'm correct. And if not, it means that it's coming from further east, which could only mean that perhaps in there are people who may have lit their lands and going through land clearing exercise via burning. In this dry season, we have not had rain in this country for quite some time. But I want to tell you, Mark, that this smoke is really affecting thousands of people, because it is flowing over or passing over the east bank of Demerara, and it's even crossing the Demerara River, affecting the west bank of the Demerara River. Villages like Stanley Tongue, Good Intent, Podrine, all those areas are heavily affected by this heavy smoke.
So is anyone from the government is talking about this? The Minister of
No,
Health?
and that's the sad reality, and that's very unfortunate. The Environmental Protection Agency (EPA) has said absolutely nothing. No government ministry or government agency has said anything, and people are left to just inhale this heavy smoke content. It may not prove to be harmful now, but in the long run, it is going to have dire effect on children and adults, and it's very unfortunate that they're not even putting out an advisory. They're not saying what is the cause. They're not telling people that, you know what, wear mask or whatever you have to do to prevent being affected or mitigate the effects of this troubling situation.
So what about schools? What about schools and school children in the
Well,
areas?
I know school is closed. The public school is closed. The public, all public schools are closed for the Easter holiday.
Okay.
So schools are not directly affected unless You have the children who are still attending in the grade 6 form because they have to write the upcoming NGSA exam. So perhaps they who are attending the school can be affected. If they are, I passed through Providence area there. I didn't see any school in session. I know Success Elementary, which is a private school, has their school in session for the grade 6 pupils. But I'm not sure if people are seeing it clear on my screen. I'm not sure if the camera is doing justice to what is really happening. But I can tell you that the cloud, the atmosphere is very cloudy. It looks like if it's a morning mist, but it's not that morning mist. You know, when you wake up in the morning, during the place is cold, you have that. People call it dew fall, and them, you know, them kind of whatever they associated with. But it's not that. It's actually smoke. It is you're smelling it, and it's causing you to be very uncomfortable, especially the entire east bank of Demerara and the west bank of Demerara. Those are two areas that are heavily affected, and if you were to put a number in terms of people who are affected, I would say it stretches in the thousands.
And you know, it's unfortunate that the government has remained silent on this matter. Persons have been
So
messaging me.
clearly it is not, Mark, clearly it
Yeah,
is
go ahead.
not the Hague Barge landfill site, because I'm actually here at the Hague Barge landfill site area now, and there is no sign of, if you look there, Mark, there is no sign of any burning of the Hague Barge landfill site. That is where I am here right now. So it is not coming from here. So I guess it is the lands down at the back, and I'm not sure how accessible that may be, but clearly it is not the Hague Bosch landfill site,
So
based on what
where this thing, Mr. Mahipal, has, according to persons messaging me, one person says here, Mark, I live in Providence and border with Mocha. For the past 6 days, 6 days, it's tick, 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 tick smoke, and night people vomiting in the area. People are concerned.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt that. I'm actually going to go down to the Mucker Road now to see how far down I can reach to the Mucker Road, because I don't know where it's originating from, and the only people who can provide that credible information, and one would expect them to be credible about it, is the government agencies that they have the technology, they have drones, they have all kind of devices that they can send up in the air to see where this thing is coming from, and they're not doing that. Nobody's saying anything from the government side. You know, it is so accurate when people say you get the government you deserve, because when people sit down quietly and allow this regime to do these kind of things to them and say absolutely nothing, and then you don't speak out or you don't react and you don't come together for the common cause, you really just get the people that you deserve, you know. Look, like this right now here, I am behind Providence here right now, and look how thick it is. Very, very thick in the atmosphere. I'm not sure if the camera is doing it justice, but I
So,
can tell you the smoke is very thick in the air.
so from a personal standpoint, how are you and your family affected by this
No,
personally?
well, we are affected also because we live in the area, and we are affected by it also. Like last night, for example, I was sitting on the veranda and I was wondering, what the hell is this? This is the fourth or fifth night I'm seeing it. But this morning it was very much different. This morning it was heavier. This morning I wanted to know if the world was coming to an end, because I could not have understood this heavy smoke. And in my area, we have a village WhatsApp group where all our neighbors and so on, 100 and something people, and we normally would communicate through that chat group, any incident or any strange movement or any activity that we see. And this morning, everybody was quite worried as to what really is happening and what's going on, where is it coming from. And I could not have provided them with any answer. No, we check all over to see if there is any answer being provided by the powers that be, and nothing, absolutely nothing.
Okay, and you know, this is so sad. This is why, and I'm glad that you're out there. Member of Parliament, your colleague Nima Flu Bess has also reported, and good to see that the opposition has a present at least to some extent, on the ground. Hopefully, the shadow minister of health can go out there to make some sort of assessment from a medical standpoint as well as to how the people are affected in that area. After all, the government isn't saying anything, they're covering this up. People are affected, badly so.
Yeah, they are, Mark. And I'm not sure, again, I'm asking, I'm not sure if the video that I'm carrying here is doing justice. Perhaps your viewers can say, but I can tell you from what, when I look at the video that I'm showing you here to what I'm seeing with my naked eyes in front of me, it is not doing justice because the air is very foggy. The atmosphere here is very, very foggy. If I carry down my window, I'm driving, so if I carry down my car window and drive, I'll be smelling smoke heavily, and I'll also be inhaling smoke. Right now, I'm turning in here. This is the road to Mocha, so I'm turning in here to see if I can have a sense as to where this is coming from. But I'm not seeing any sign of of any heavy burning that I can categorize as it being originated from for the east. But I'm not sure what happened. I really am not sure, and it's sad that the powers that be is they are not saying anything either. This is I'm actually on the Mocha Road here right now.
Yeah, so that's the Mocha Road on both sides. Heading east, I assume you're heading east here. On the left side is the Providence, and on the
Yes,
right side is Mocha Arcadia.
yes.
Okay, so what's the smoke like? Because we are not, of course, we can't see the smoke, but it is it that bad? Because we're give us a description, please.
Yeah, no, Mark, it is bad. It is bad. It is bad. It is unhealthy. It's very, very unhealthy. But I'm not sure if let me see if I can get let me see if I can ask this aunt if auntie,
This
how
is
you
live here,
do?
Ganesh Mahipal.
This smoke is affecting you here. They get the smoke here earlier this morning. I wasn't so on with that heavy. You got it this morning. And how was it? Was it thick and is it still is it coming? Do you know where it's coming from? Yeah, nobody seems to know where it's coming from. Indeed, and that's because they
Yeah.
don't know where it's coming from, what it originated from. Yeah.
Mm.
All right. I'm gonna go forward down to see if I see anything. Thank you. Take care. Yeah, Mark, forgive me for not showing her on camera, but I
Let's
don't
see
want to violate her.
that's
Huh?
and we respect that. It would be nice if you
Yeah,
stop at one of those corner shops to see what business is like, whether the smoke also is affecting those businesses in the area.
yeah, but I want to go to the end here. I'm going to the end here to see if I
Sure.
see anything. And
Be
no, I'm
careful with
not
that
seeing.
dog. Yeah. Even the animals are affected by this.
So
And
the road,
the so-called
the
the
paved road
so-called
ends.
government, yeah, the so-called government is not doing a thing to address this situation with the smoke. Member of Parliament is in Mocha right now. He's about to, I believe, make that right into that main New York City-like area there of Mocha Arcadia. Um, some stores are out front there. Let's see what's happening. Hardly seeing people on the streets or businesses. It's almost
Hi,
11 o'clock.
morning. How the smoke? The smoke affecting you? You know where it coming from? Any idea where it coming from? Because it not only affecting here, it affecting from as far as Peters Hall, come down the entire East Bank, and it's even the West Bank of Demerara. So that got to be big burning, really, really big burning happening. But the government is saying nothing, EPA is saying nothing, so we don't know where it's coming from. Huh? Cummins Lodge? Me no, but we got wait and see and hear what it say. But it's really affecting people, huh? Yeah, yeah, I know breathing and so. All right, thank you. Huh? Oh, the powder pagwa. Yeah, Mark. Mark, are you hearing me?
Yes, I'm hearing you loud and clear. Go ahead.
Yeah. I was talking to some people there who were sitting. They said the smoke is affecting them a lot, and they have drawn the conclusion that somewhere in Cummins Lodge is being burnt. But I am having a little difficulty
Yeah.
with understanding or accepting that because geographically speaking, Cummins Lodge is it. But I'm
If,
not. I
if,
can't rule
if,
out them.
if you can pause for a moment, please, Honorable MP. We have your colleague, another Honorable MP, Nima Flu Bess. It's her area. Talk to us. What's going on, Nima, MP?
Hi, good morning. From since a few days, there've been a lot of smoke. I don't know if you have to hear me.
Yes, loud and clear. Can you guys hear the MP, please?
Yes, there've been a lot of smoke in the area. I started an investigation and I went to Friendship area because I know at one point the backlands at Friendship was burning. And that area, the smoke seems to go down a little. So I don't know if the fire there is out or if it is just dormant or whatever. But yesterday, even as I drove all the way to the to Mary, I recognized it as you drove and went further up. The place was there was more smoke, poor visibility this morning. It was terrible to drive to go to Friendship area and so because persons weren't seeing. But the farmers are saying there is somewhere in the savannah where they got fire going on, but we're not getting anything legit from the authorities.
Are you surprised, Madam MP, that you're not getting nothing at all from the relevant authority? The government is silent on this matter.
No, I'm not surprised because anything when it comes to looking after the interests of the people, they always bring information late. But the people who are on the ground, the farmers who traverse the area, the persons who work in these areas, they always highlight things that are happening before the government or whoever should bring the information to bear. I am hoping to make a visit to the area on the ground before the day is out so that I can see exactly what is happening.
Absolutely.
See if I can get more facts.
We have your colleague, Ganesh Mahipal. Mr. Mahipal, can you say what's your location right now and describe the area for all
Uncle,
of us?
how the smoke, man? What the smoke really doing? How the smoke?
Really and truly, I just enjoy my pension and my life here, and I ain't digging nothing. I just make some kites.
No, that's good. That's good. The kites for Easter. But the smoke this morning affected you heavily.
Yeah, the smoke.
Yeah, no, that wasn't fog. You didn't smell it? You didn't smell it? Yes, it was heavy smoke somewhere burning.
I see the whole place. Yes, what?
But you didn't smell the smoke? Yeah, man, it went smelling heavy.
Our banners, some smoke. But me, I really know what you talking about.
Yeah, it was smoke.
Where did smoke come from?
Me don't know, and we're trying to find out where it come from, and the government just silent and they're not saying anything. The EPA, the Environmental Protection Agency, they say nothing.
It is fog,
yes, I
tell any man.
Yeah. Yeah, no, around 7 o'clock time, very heavy fog.
Because the whole place be burning at the back. At the back's on fire.
At the back there?
At the back there. Fire will come out in 2 days before it be burning again. And the fire will coming out. The moment I can't say you.
I know. Right now I carried on my window, I smelling the smoke.
Well, I smelling nothing because really and truly, I know if it's smoke out.
Yeah. Well,
I'm glad to see you, man.
Yeah, glad to see you too. I know
you're good, man. I know both about you.
All right, thank you very much. All right, I'm gonna pass back just now for kite, right?
Okay,
good, thank you. Yes,
Yeah,
Mark.
we lost your colleague there, Nima Flu Bess, Member of Parliament. And what area are you currently at? It's still in.
Still in, I'm driving out of Maka right now. I'm heading on
Okay.
the Heroes Highway, turning heading to Diamond area to see if it's still. But I must tell you that, well, based on what I'm seeing ahead of me, there seems to be a lesser degree of the smoke there compared to what it was here earlier while I was driving coming. So it could be the change of wind. The change of wind could be attributed to some areas feeling it heavy and some areas not feeling it so heavy. But
Absolutely.
I'm telling you, with my naked eyes as I drive the East Bank Road here, and I'm looking at the road in front of me, it is still a bit foggy. It still looks as though it is very foggy, and it smells. You smell the smoke still. Even as I have on my AC in my car driving, you're still feeling like if it's a circulation of this, this smokiness. I am now entering farm on the east bank here, and it is a bit cloudy still, smoky still.
But over in Mocha there, we hardly see people out there. Businesses are not like as active as they ought to be. That gentleman that you spoke with, he says he's concerned about just his pension, living out his time. In other words, he basically just give up, so to speak. But are you seeing other folks out there as busy? Because Mocha is a busy area, especially at this time. Kids are
No, I'm
kids
not.
out
I'm not. I'm not, and it is now 11 o'clock. So I'm not, and it is also today is Wednesday, 2 days before Good Friday. So I'm not sure why the slothfulness in terms of business and people being, selling the produce and those kind, or maybe the father in the back dams. Like I don't know. I can't make a conclusion, but I do know that the country right now is not easy for the ordinary folks. Mark, cost of living is very very expensive. People are suffering when it comes to providing a daily meal for their family, and the poorer class of people in terms of the ordinary citizens. They are not in the 1% elite of friends, families, and favorites that are benefiting from huge contracts and so on. So I can tell you, it's not easy. It's not easy here in Guyana. As I was telling a family member that came in the country a couple of mornings back, I was telling her what you used to pay $100 for, now you have to pay $1,000. Things really, really gone up. Everything gone up. I can remember, I know a family of four who said to me that in 2017, they were living in terms of meeting their grocery expense for the family of four. 25, $30,000 back then could have given them a comfortable month grocery. Now they have to spend over $60,000 to $70,000 for the same, and it's less disposable income in their pockets because the salary increase that is given is not equivalent to the rate of increase of grocery and other commodities. And a personal point that I want to raise, which is not one that has been endorsed by my political party, but I didn't raise it with them as yet either. But I'm thinking along the line as to why can't we have a price control mechanism for the basic essential food items for survival. Like, why can't the government have a standard price at which rice should be sold for, at which sugar, at which flour, at which these basic food items should be sold for? Why do you have to leave it for competitive markets to decide on the price, and then they collectively agree to sell it for $5,000 a bag when the cost of production was just $1,000 or $2,000? Why is it that these upper middle class, higher bracket people who are the owners of these supermarkets, owners of these factories, and owners of these the producing sector for these commodities, why is it that they must get rich off the poor people? Why can't it be done in such a way where a percentage of benefit goes to them, and the consumer is not being taxed heavily to get these basic food items? That is something that's in my head, and I will be raising it with my party to see if we can explore the option of possibly tabling a motion or an amendment to the existing laws to say that, we should be focusing on having price control for these basic commodities that are essential for survival.
This is a live coverage here. Member of Parliament Ganesh Mahipal is on the East Bank, and he is just giving us an idea as to what's happening there. Just came out from Mocha Arcadia, right opposite Providence, and it's terrible in terms of the smoke. People are not aware that it's actually smoke and not fog, but the PPP regime has said nothing about the situation. They have not heard anything from the Ministry of Health, nothing from the Minister of Health, absolutely nothing. And this matter, according to some folks, it has been affecting folks for the past 6 days in the area. When you are in your house, let us hear about the impact it has, because some people are saying that they can't even breathe properly in their house and they're not rich enough to have an AC. How is this smoke affecting you guys in the house, Mr. Mahipal?
No, it is. There is because listen, in order for you to have ventilation, in order for you to have air going through your home so that you can be comfortable, you have to open the windows. And when you do that, the smoke that comes in, the smell alone, is something that is so uncomfortable that it does not really, it does not really cause you to be comfortable, and it presents the problem. So it is really affecting people, Mark. It's affecting people badly in the area. This area here that I've turned to is farm on the east bank.
You know, Ganesh, if I just heard from the chairman of Region 10, Mr. Darren Adams, and he has admitted that there is some serious smoking problems out in Linden as well. And he is going to get there, trying to get to the bottom as to what's happening there in Linden also. And as soon as he gets some information, he's going to give us some feedback right here on 107.1 FM. Go ahead. This area that you are right now is where?
This is farm on the east bank.
Okay.
And earlier this morning, it was very, very smoky. But it's not as heavy as it was this morning, but there's still smoke in the atmosphere.
So sad indeed.
There
But
is still smoke in the atmosphere.
yeah,
But I'm
look,
not
look at
seeing
those,
people
look,
really
all those
outside.
cars on the all those cars on the parapet. Where is it? A workshop there?
Yeah, I think that's a workshop there. That's a mechanic shop.
Wow, lots of vehicles in the area.
This is the housing scheme that was populated during the APNU AFC tenure, that where we gave out house lots and so on to people, and they occupied, and they are in the phase of still constructing. Um, many areas are homes are still under construction. This was it is We did not start the scheme, as in we did not develop the land and so for the scheme, but we distributed the house lots in the area. And as you know, many schemes that the PPP started, we were busy fixing the infrastructure in them, like Parfait, Harmony, Tushin, Zealot, and you can name them. And you must understand, Mark, we were functioning with a $230 billion budget. In some instances, you had to also make so many corrective measures to work that were done in a very poor state from the People's Progressive Party. And I oftentimes say Priya Manikchan would always say we did not build a single secondary school in our tenure. And she's absolutely correct. But the reason why is because we were busy fixing the secondary school that they left in a deplorable state. We were busy fixing the primary school and nursery schools across the country that were in a deplorable state that we inherited in 2014. And I always make reference to Wales Primary School, Parika Salem Secondary School, Essequibo Island Secondary School, Virgin Nugent Secondary School. All of these secondary schools were in a terrible state. And people who attended it during the years 2011 to 2014 or as far back as 2010, 2008, and so on, they can attest to knowing that the schools were in deplorable states. But during our tenure, we had to fix that. What sense would it have made for us to go build a new state of the art school when you had the existing ones damaged and suffering from even providing comfortable and conducive learning to the current population that they have? And that was the primarily the background behind me letting her know, don't come for us saying that we did nothing for new secondary schools when we had to fix all that you have left. But you know, they're just wicked, stink, and dirty with their behavior.
Absolutely. Just to recap, that this smoking problem is also on the entire East Bank. The people along Mandela Avenue and other parts, they are affected. Unfortunately, the installed regime is quiet about this issue. Maybe they have no explanation to the people. Maybe they just don't want to come out and lie to the people as to the smoke, where it's coming from. But this is affecting thousands of people in those areas. Ganesh, quickly before you go, closing remarks to the people watching us in Guyana and outside of Guyana.
All I would say, Mark, is that the people need to help us to do what we have to do, which is holding this regime accountable for the tenure that they are there, and their time is very short. Their days are numbered, and we can cry foul from now until election day. If the people don't do what they have to do, then we will not be able to change these people and ensure that we have what we had before, a government that caters for all the people through cooperative and collaborative efforts in recognizing that you're a government not for business promotion, but service oriented. You must be in terms of delivering a service to the people without any expectation of putting monies into the pockets of your friends, families, and favorites. We can do it. All we have to do is change this current regime and ensure we put a government that is focused on developing society for all its people to benefit, whether it's health sector, whether it is the public works sector, whether it is the agriculture sector, whichever sector, it must be service oriented to benefit the people and not a selected few.
Well said, Honorable Member of Parliament, Mr. Ganesh Mahipal. We were joined earlier also by Member of Parliament Nima Flu Best, who got cut off, but we have been getting messages from her as well. Land of Canaan, all across that area, people are affected by the smoke. Meanwhile, those in the regime, the PPP regime, are silent on the matter. They're getting high from shaking Bill Clinton's hands, getting high from these foreign dignitaries coming into Guyana, spend 24 hours and they're back up. And the regime, those members of the regime, Irfan Ali, Barrett Jagdeo, Mark Phillips, all of them are more concerned about photo ops, taking photos with
Mark,
these foreign dignitaries. Yes, sir.
Mark, on the lighter side of things, I remember when that man from Saudi Arabia, I think it's Saudi Arabia or Qatar came, and they all had their white shirt out, thinking the man may have come out of the plane with his white gong, and the man came out with a suit. And when I look at the Bill Clinton's visit, I see all of them again in white short jacks. It's like if they just get this instruction, here what, all of you today, you are to wear white and ensure that your white is well neat, well pressed and everything. Because I saw Bill Clinton came out of the aeroplane with a white short jack, and then bam, the man wear a suit to reach with them, and they were all in their white shorts. I tell you, on the lighter side of things, I found it very, very funny.
Yeah, Bill Clinton, you could tell that he was uncomfortable in that, and the short jack was long. It looks as though
Yeah.
whoever is it that you're paying there, Everything for the PPP is money, and everything is a hustle. Nothing for the people. This is why the people are experiencing that sort of health threat right now. With the smoke, nobody knows where the smoke is coming from. Absolutely no one. Maybe the government does, but they don't want to tell the people because they know that the lie would soon be exposed. Unfortunately, the people are suffering. Mr. Mahipal, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very much for having me, Mark. Do have a pleasant rest of the day.
Thank you. And thanks to also Member of Parliament Nima Flu Bess. Thanks, Diran Adams, the chairman of Region 10, who also called in off the air to say that he is going to look into the situation there in Linden as well. And as we get more information, we will keep you well informed via 107.1 FM. Thank you so much, MPs Nima Flu Bess and Ganesh Mahipal. And to all of our listeners in and out of Guyana, continue to pray and continue to keep hope alive. Those people who are affected in Maka, Arcadia, and other areas across the East Bank and other areas, some on the West Bank and so forth, our prayers are with you. God bless you.
Yeah, my name is Jacinty Caldata Francis Vietnam, and since 1965 I become a voter, and I always place my ex next to the cup. And what they are doing today, I can't take it. So I have no more vote to give to PPP anymore. I'm not going to vote anymore no more. If they have to lose by one vote, they're losing it by data. I have none.
Oh, Jesus Christ, if cost of living double, I don't know what happened. A pound of sugar is $300 already. Flour, everything gone up. Everything just raising. You gotta get about $40,000 for buy good ration. You gotta get 3 man now. A weekend man, a monthly man, and a fortnight man.
How we gonna do a bowling man walk right now? You ready? Boxer, let me go now. Hear me sing now. Body walk, body walk, body walk, everything. Body walk, truck, body walk, body walk, body walk, everything. Body, me say, body jump, body jump, body jump, everything. Body jump, body jump, body jump, body jump, everything. Hear me sing, so big body can't wear it tight pants, big body jump.